I thought that if God loved me, I would have this happy family. That wasn't what I had.
Growing up, Tiffany's relationship with her mom was very distant and at times tumultuous.
I just wanted us to have a close relationship. I wanted there to be like that support system, the emotional connection, but it was hard that it wasn't there. From what I knew, God, you're supposed to be the one that makes all this happen. Why did you make it happen like this for me? I was looking for someone to care about me.
A few years after high school and still feeling alone and unloved, Tiffany met a guy online.
His interest in me made me feel good. That, like, I have something to offer. I am worth something, and someone is interested.
Tiffany began attending her boyfriend's church, where his parents were the pastors.
It was exciting. It was nothing I knew. I started to see maybe where I could fit in the church and, being a part of it and helping out as a family member. At this time, I really started to try and learn about who God was and what living a Christian life looked like, because I started to want that.
8 months later, Tiffany's boyfriend proposed, but soon after, Tiffany was informed that the relationship was creating division between her fiancé and his family.
There was a lot of fear. Nobody wants their relationship to end. I was just wanting to be chosen, like choose me.
As Tiffany and her fiancé navigated a rocky engagement, Tiffany discovered they were pregnant, deepening her fear for their relationship.
I was nervous. I was scared to tell him. I didn't know how he was going to react. He immediately went, What are my parents going to say? What are we going to do? How is this going to look? What are they going to think? We both came to the conclusion that abortion was an option.
After making an appointment at Planned Parenthood, Tiffany grew distant towards God.
I wasn't praying because I knew what we were considering wasn't right, wasn't biblical.
As the appointment drew near, Tiffany began to have a change of heart.
I started to talk with him about how we're already engaged. We planned on getting married and having a family. Why is this so bad? Why is this so terrible? We're just doing it sooner. He was just ashamed and fearful of how it looked to his family.
Sitting together outside the abortion clinic, Tiffany called to let them know she had arrived. Due to COVID, the nurse began to explain the process over the phone to her.
I said that I needed a minute, and I hung up the phone, and I was weeping, just saying, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. I knew so deeply that I was not supposed to get an abortion, and that God was there. I just knew that God was here right now saying, do not do this, I will be here. And so we're both just sitting in the car, and he's just looking at me, and he looks angry. And I said, I don't want to do this. And he said, well, I don't want to have this baby, but it's your body. There was no comfort. There was no care. I just wanted to make it go away.
Several days later, Tiffany found CareNet, a faith-based crisis pregnancy center, while searching online for free ultrasounds.
I'm laying there and the screen is in front of you, and all of a sudden, this baby pops up and I just see a hand that starts waving at me. And right then it was just real. And I lost it, obviously. I started crying and I just accepted, that's my child right there.
After seeing their baby, Tiffany and her fiancé broke the news to his parents.
I just thought that there would be some type of you did the right thing or you made the right choice, and instead there was just kind of a extreme shame and condemnation that I was even pregnant. My fiance at the time and I didn't really talk for a few days, and then we did, and the engagement was off.
Soon after, Tiffany was asked not to return to their church.
I knew that I was supposed supposed to keep this baby. I knew what I had heard from God. I knew that I was making the right choice, and I didn't understand why everything around me was falling apart. I was asking myself, what does the future look like? And how am I supposed to do this alone?
Feeling helpless, Tiffany heard from God to reach out to her friends David and Tammy, who prayed for her and invited Tiffany to come to their church.
It didn't make sense to me how I had just went through what I did with my church to just then be so welcomed and loved into a new one.
CareNet continued to provide free medical care, baby supplies, and prayer during and after Tiffany's pregnancy.
I was so grateful to God because He was tangibly showing me that He was going to be there, because He was surrounding me with people that cared and that were there, present.
As Tiffany continued to trust and walk with the Lord, her relationship with God was transforming.
He gave me a vision, and I was standing in a dirt grave, and His arm reached in and pulled me out. The day that He spoke to me in the parking lot, He saved not only my daughter's life, but mine as well. And from then on, I chose to follow Him.
On June 11th, 2021, Tiffany met her daughter, Ren.
It's like your heart is outside of your body. Like you just love this little thing that you just met, that you've been carrying for months. I was so thankful to God. My daughter is the biggest blessing to me, and to think of how much I love her as a parent, I can't even describe the love that God has for us as a parent. That's a love like I've never experienced before.